drive home on Hot 103. Folks, looks like that storm is headed right for us. Gonna put some gas in my Furman generator, stop by the ABC Fine Wine and Spirits, and of course watch Mike's weather page. Y'all stay safe out there.
I'm interested in trying this new weight loss.
I've seen him lose a shoe. I've seen him chase storms there with Hunter and Louis too. But you know he'll keep you straight at 919 there every day. 1 million fans get me wrong, and we're here in Mike's weather.
All right, what's up, everybody? Good morning. We are midweek talking tropics. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing good. How about them Rays? Got to see a good game. Taylor last night with the big hit. I love that dude. I love his passion. Had to fight for a spot on that team, and he did it. So, what is going on? Let me turn off my, oh, there's Dale. There's your, oh, what? You are kidding, Dale. Well, good morning. We are live from Oldsmar. It's Wednesday, June the 26th. I'm Mike, and then we have Louie today. We're going to talk a little weather, and then get a good handle of what the heck's going on in the tropics. Got two things out there we're talking about right above my head. Louie, look up here. Look up there. Look. Look up there. There, look. Yeah. No, I get on my soapbox now and then. You know, if I didn't care, I wouldn't care. But some just don't get me. That's all right. I'm getting better. Definitely getting better. What's up, Megan? From, where's that at? Where do you say you're from? Mexico. Hey, what about that? I thought I saw Mexico on there. Christy from Wilmington, what's up? Hot, yeah. Lou, you need to calm down, buddy. So I made a mistake and gave him their water before the live, and he's over there looking at it because now he'll lick the bowl for 30 minutes hoping to get that one last little drop. Well, you can probably hear him actually When I put him down, he's going to run 100 miles an hour to his bowl, and he's going to pretend there's water in there because there's nothing in there. And he's like, I want my bowl. he's so sad. He's like, I want my bowl. All right, let's let him down. We'll do an extended dog day tomorrow with no water. All right, here he goes. He's like ready to sprint. Look, he's ready. He's ready. Let me go. Watch. Look at his feet. He's like, I gotta go. I gotta go get that water. I gotta go get that water. Ooh. And he's off. Did you hear that? Now he's gonna lick the bowl for an hour. I love my boys. 6 years old, Louis is. Y'all remember when we got him? All right. So as you haven't figured out, we ramble on a long time. It's a little happy hour. Happy hour of chit-chat of weather. And we are one big happy weather family. So we got a couple things to talk about. We'll get into that here in a few minutes. Morning, Miss Mary Carroll. What's up, Lay from Tallahassee? Chris, down south. Chris, you're down in the Keys, right? Our Daily Brew brought to you by our great friends at ABC Fine Wine Spirits. You probably saw me holding the Tropical Depression can yesterday at the Rays. You can get it there. Awesome IPA from TPBC. Got a hurricane on the can. If you're wondering where you can get it at. Appreciate all the support they do for me and our little weather family. Before I forget, I got an arrow down here. I screenshotted this before we went live. I had 2 different people email me about the Tempest. So I need to do a little link. I guess a lot of folks are still looking for weather stations. So on the bottom of my page here, there's a link here for the Tempest weather station. And you get a 10% off. So it's about $40 you can save. Plus whatever else discounts they're doing at the time. So $40. Just because they want me to have a link on my page. Which I have a weather station and I love it. So there it is right there if you're curious about weather stations. Because I had people asking me about that. So here's our weather page, Mike's weather page. And we're going to talk about a couple things in the tropics. We got 2 yellow areas. We're going to get into that here in a little bit. Nothing to stress about. There's no worry right now. There's nothing, nothing to be worried about if you're worried. Invest in tropical waves are normal part of hurricane season. Maybe a little early for one out there in the Atlantic, yes. But we were tracking one there last year about this time. So it's hot. Hey, Cooper, I don't know if we're going to go to the game or not. It depends on Julie, how she's feeling. If she's feeling better, but yes. Or she can watch the kids. So there's a 50. I'm like a weatherman, Cooper. There's a 50-50 chance I might go to the Rays game today. What's up, Ian? How's that? We got Ian. We got a YouTuber that's down in Jamaica. African dust is on your way. Audio should be good there. Chandra, yep. Good morning, Galaxy from EUS. Where the heck is that? I've never even heard of that place in Florida. Michael from Port St. Lucie. We're streaming live on YouTube and X and Facebook. Yes, we are. We'll be here all tropical season long. 20 years we've been doing this. We've been streaming live since 2016. And I have been showing long-range models from day one. And now people are mad about me doing that. Oh, my God. Good morning, Laura Dixon. Terry Murphy, good morning. What's up? What's up, Parrish? Stephanie, got a good friend of mine. Plays softball from Parrish. John is a sheriff down there, and his daughter plays Jade. Good friends with Emily. Had a lot of rain. What about that rain, Adam? Right, buddy? So we've had so much rain. It's crazy. We had a huge downpour again this morning. The wind flows coming in off of the Atlantic. A couple nights ago, we had rain at night. Then we had rain in the morning yesterday. And we had rain this morning. We had rain last night. Wasn't there a line of Forrest Gump? The rain came and never stopped. And then the other line is rain forecasts are like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get. Gray Montgomery, what's up, buddy? What's going on? Oh, you're your dad. Say hi to your dad. I remember your dad, good old dad out there. I hope everybody's doing good, Greg. How about the Michigan storms yesterday? That was incredible. What is the power outage looking like still in Michigan? Before I forget, they got most of it back. 63,000. No, it's still a lot. They had a big storm. They had a big storm in Oklahoma last night. Kind of came out of nowhere. 65,000 without power in Oklahoma. So these are areas without big power. Big storms last night. Sneaky storms last night. Going to be some big winds in the Northeast today. I'm surprised the Storm Prediction Center isn't showing much, but there's some wind forecasts that are pretty strong winds for the Northeast today. So watch out for that. We'll get into all that here in a little bit. I promise. A couple more hellos because I like everybody. Most everybody. Oh, anyway. What's up, James? Yeah, we're going to talk about the ensembles, Hurricane Man. Ensembles are our friend. Oh, power out Janine in Orlando. That's not fun. It was probably hot, too. Thank you, Enrique from Plant City. How was the launch last night, by the way? Did they have a big launch? Did they have a big launch last night? Eric has gas. Well, hey. For the season? Keisha from Jamaica, what's up? All right, let's talk about weather. Listen, if you want, well, thank you, Ian. Appreciate it, buddy. I try to do more coverage for you all down there. You got a little sneaky system your way, obviously, you know that. Kind of drying up a little bit, though. It was a lot better looking yesterday. We'll get into that here in a little bit. Oh, yellow crayon alert. It is the season. We whip out the yellow crayons. All right, so we're going to talk. At the end, we always say hello more, so I'll try to say hi if you're wanting to say hi. We'll do that at the end. I'll get right into the weather here. Cool, man. Irish coffee, man. That's awesome. Greg Montgomery, by the way, is in our Brew Crew chat. We have a supporter page. Greg is our Furman connection, which we love. We all love our Furmans. Had a lot of fun last night. Met a lot of great people. It was such a good game. It was so fun watching. All right, let's talk about the weather real quick. All right, so a couple things. Let's talk about the rain for the next 5 days or so. So, the reason I want to show you this is, one, California isn't participating in anything. Greg's out there. But this kind of shows you we don't really have anything organized, okay? Purple is 1 to 2 inches. So this is through the weekend, but that's pretty much anybody anywhere is going to have a chance of getting some rain the next 5 days. That was a sound out front. I was trying to figure out what it was. Texas, a little less. Got that big rain going down to Mexico from Invest 94. We'll show you. But, you know, anytime, any place, rain, summer. This is summer. There's your summer forecast, 50-50. But there's no big areas like, you know, oranges and reds and stuff in the next 5 days. So that kind of tells you there's no, like, big systems coming. That's, if that makes sense. I don't know. A couple of Storm Prediction Center maps real quick. Here's today. Could be some big winds. 60, 70 mile an hour winds possibly here. So keep an eye out for that later with the storms coming across the New England area later today. 3 different areas. Tomorrow, we're going to have some storms in the Carolina coast to watch. Could be continuing on. So watch for that overnight. And tomorrow, storms along the coastline and getting a little feisty in the afternoon tomorrow, Thursday. Another next system coming. And then on Friday, there you go. So everything's staying north. Jet stream's pulling up out of here. It's north, and that's where the action is the next 3 days. Here are the tropics. 8 o'clock update. All right, what we got cooking. So yesterday we talked a lot about this spot that popped up in the afternoon. We're going to get into that one for sure. That's area number 2. Area number 1 is Invest 94. If you're wondering what the heck the numbers mean, they start out every season Invest 90. It's just an area that they investigate. If they think there's a low-pressure center or one that's coming, they call it an invest area. When we have an invest, we can get spaghetti models because there's an actual center. And that's it. After 90, it goes to 91, 92, 93, it goes to 99, then it starts back to 90 again. No, nothing more than that. So We're on our fourth Invest 94, and it's got the Yucatan and Belize in its path. Might be a little sneaky in the Gulf. We're going to get to that. We've always talked about this rounding the Bermuda High. It's a 20% chance development in 7 days. Now, the one that is in the Atlantic is up to 30%. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. The long-range modeling is very all over the place. But it is official, and it's 30%. So there you go. We'll talk about that. No Friday. Yep, no live Friday. We're going to be live tomorrow. I'm out of town Friday. We will be posting weather, and I will do my little reels. No doubt about that. So, and another thing. I guess what got me fired up is people get mad when I post pics of my kids. How about sticking the weather? Oh, whatever. Then I got one yesterday said I'm posting too much about weather. I've had people say you're posting too much. You're too excited. Oh, okay. I went out of town once and only posted like twice one day. Why aren't you posting? Where's all your updates? That's like just what? Oh my God, it's just crazy. I don't care. Everybody's. I mean, that's all. I just chuckle. That's all. They can't win sometimes, and it's fine. Always go to Natural Weather Service, Natural Hurricane Center. Stay away from mics. All right, so let's go look at all what the heck's going on. So here's the satellite imagery. All right, so yesterday the wave was pretty juicy. Here it is down here somewhere. It's still got some clouds and clumps of rains to it. It's clearing out of the dust. We'll show you that here in a second. Here's that little guy from yesterday, kind of hanging on. It's got a lot of dust to deal with, but it's a low rider. This one's got several days before it's going to be, it's going to be here around the 1st or 2nd. So definitely 1st of July, somewhere in the Caribbean, we're going to be watching this one. And then this one's heading that way. So that's what it looks like. Okay, nothing too organized. You know, this time of year, definitely not usually getting a lot of systems. But that's what it looks like. I wanted to show you this. We're cleaning out the car because we're going away again. So we went to Bass Pro Shops this weekend, and I had to get this. This is my life story right here. Right there. Is that true or not? And this one's this is for Emily because she says I'm the king of dad jokes. Good jokes, bad jokes, dad jokes. I get rolling with dad jokes sometimes, and they come out. Sometimes they're awesome. Sometimes they're not. Kind of like weather forecasts. Sometimes they're funny. Sometimes they're not. Most of the time, I think they're funny. Most of the time, most people think they're not funny. So, thank you, everybody. Read your comments. You guys are great. Hey, I'm done rambling. I get it. It just makes me laugh. What's up, Eric? How's it going, buddy? Dad jokes are great, Shelly. What are you talking about? All right, so this is a precipitable water map. I love this one. This one shows you the amount of moisture in the atmosphere, your PWAP values, basically. They call it precipitable water values. All right, this little guy spinning here is just went through the ABC Islands, and it's now approaching Jamaica, so it could bring some rains to Jamaica. That's moisture in the air. This is the one we're watching, Invest 94. The reason it's raining a little bit more in Florida, we got moisture in the air. When there's moisture in the air, guess what? We have rains. And it all depends on where the high pressure sets up, right? So the winds are coming out of the Gulf today, so we had coastal rains in Florida, and they're going inland. When that high pressure is a little stronger in the Atlantic, it pushes rains on the East Coast in the morning, and it pushes it to the West Coast in the afternoon. This moisture usually pulls up from this actual line here. They call it the intertropics convergence zone that a lot of this action follows. So when we get this moisture flow down here for the south, it pumps up into Florida, and it helps up the rain chances. So just when there's humidity, that's usually moisture in the air, which usually means rain can fall easier. Now this weekend, there's a chance of some dust coming, which I'm going to show you might limit the rain chances for the southeast. But this is the one we're watching. And then the other little guy that we're watching is out here. And you can see it's trying to start to spin. It's definitely trying to start to spin. So So these are two areas we're watching. Now there is a lot of dust out here. Let's show you what's cooking on this map. This is the dry air and dust map. Now what's amazing, let me put it in play here. What's amazing with our system, let's focus on this one right here first, this little guy right here. This guy right here, let's follow him along, this little guy right here. Right there. It's hard to follow, but you'll get the idea. So our first guy, Invest 94, dealt with a lot of dust, and it's starting to clear out. This is where it's at right now. Our new, well, actually, it's really hard to see that, so I'm just going to stop it right there. All right. I haven't done this this year, but I just had a Price is Right moment of flashback. So remember the log guy, what they call him, you know, who's climbing up the mountain, and you had to hit the button to stop it. So every year I do that, and I look like I'm trying to hit it right at the last frame, and when I hit it, I feel like I win the Price is Right. And I can hear Bob Barker and all the bells and whistles. I just won a tabletop. They always have the stupidest prizes too, man. I was like, you know, a trash compactor. Oh, I just want a trash compactor. I want a car, man. I don't want a dinette set. My whole life I went to Price is Right. No, I want a dinette set. Anyway. All right, so here's the dust. So we'll see how the new wave has to do it. But looking, you know, it's a little more lower rider. So, you know, if it stays weak, it stays west. If it tries to organize, it'll probably go through these pulses of convection as, you know, storms rise, develop. They ingest some of this dry, dusty air, and then they kind of go squish, and then they start over again. So that's where we're at. Let's take a look at the windy map. I don't have it up, but I like to look at it. We can look at where the center of circulation potentially is. Both of these little guys. Hunter, where are you going? Come here, Hunter. So this one's not really looking too healthy. The Invest 94. It's a little dot somewhere down here. Really doesn't look good at all, actually. Surprised. Doesn't hardly even showing. Huh. Well, it's there somewhere. I know it's just a clump of clouds. It never really looked that great, honestly, but we'll see. All right, well, there's that one. Here's the Intertropics little guy here. This one will probably be an Invest maybe soon because it's got some sort of a center to it. Trying to get going. Here's the little center. Here's your islands. There's your little kind of center trying to set up underneath it. Right there. Nothing's fancy, but it's there. It was there yesterday. You can see 850 trying to get going, so it's getting a little wrap. There's a little 500 millibar wrap. Nothing, you know, exciting yet, but it's there. It's got a little core, you know. Sometimes these little guys, you got to watch them because if they get a little center of circulation, sometimes they call them a Cape Verde seed, and they can, you know, they can be tricky down the road once they clear into better conditions. So that's where it's at. As you can see it right here, it's southwest of the islands. If you want to confirm it here, go to the big long range look here. You can kind of see that clump here, there too. Another good place to look at it would be Weather Nerds. You can zoom into the whole Atlantic and see it. So we go to other regions, hit North Atlantic, and there it is right there, southwest. So that's where, this is basically the area we're watching. I didn't draw very good. Well, now I'm messing everything up. But that's it. Then we got another one coming behind. We'll see what that one does. But anyway, so that's it. Let's see what else we got to show you. That's really nothing. I don't know why that was open. Here's your wind map. That's really nothing to show. Drive map we've already showed. Here's the dust map. All right, this is currently where we're at. So today is 26, somewhere about right here. This is the big dust plume we've been talking a lot about. So everybody that cares me knows what I'm talking about. They probably issued dust alerts by now in Puerto Rico. That is a lot of dust. They actually do that. They actually, that's a bunch of dust. Anyway, so it's heading its way. That's pretty much last night and today right here. And then it's over Jamaica right now. And then it's going to probably reach the Gulf this weekend in the southeast a little bit. So there you go. Bahamas. It's a couple days from now. Very normal this time of year, but everybody likes to see it. And we got more coming in behind. Oof, the air just kicked on. Man, finally. We talked about this the other day. So I keep the house at 71 at night and 74 during the day. I know, but I have to. I like the cold air. So, but when we're in that transition from 71 to 74 in the mornings, the air doesn't run, and I gotta stop that. I gotta switch it because the fan turns off and it's always hot. Now it's back on, so I feel great again. I was feeling a little stuffy. I almost bought a little fan at Bass Pro, but I like my little fans. 10 o'clock. All right, so there's dust. So yeah, we're gonna have dust in the Gulf of Mexico this weekend. Is that crazy or what? Then we got another little plume coming in. So very normal this time of year. It's part of the season. Very normal. It does help limit hurricanes. What it does is really fascinating. So the winds pick it up from Africa. It carries it, lifts it up. And when thunderstorms start to develop and pulls up, and thunderstorms have a natural low pressure tendency to start pulling air brakes. You start to get, storms growing. Well, it starts to pull in that dry, dusty air, and it actually helps limit storms. So dust is your friend on limiting storm potential. But what happens over here, once it clears out, past 60 degrees usually, 60 degree mark, right here, that's when things are big questions with all tropics. All right, let's talk about spaghetti. All right, first little system. There's really no true models yet on Invest 94. But if you notice on the site, Mike's third page, we got Levi's models. These are main operational models for Invest 94. There really haven't been a lot running. Now, you can get ensemble runs here. These are Canadian ensemble runs. So a little bit to note about this first system. Yesterday we talked about the FAR system. Some of the models were having the FAR Atlantic turn up, and we were saying, we're going to look at it here in a minute. But if you remember, we were talking a lot about that Bermuda high and how strong it is. Every season's defined about weather patterns, and so far this season, the Bermuda high has been the talk. Every year is a different talk. Well, if that high built in, it would allow more of a west push. But what we're seeing with that system was a little lift, meaning maybe a front coming down early next week. If that happens, Invest 94 might have a little more pull to the north. And what we're seeing is maybe there's a chance this thing does not guarantee go into Mexico is what I'm getting at. This is your latest couple models from the Canadian ensembles. So, but we also have European ensembles here. And there's a couple of them pulling to the north, not many. Most of them are, heading through the Yucatan. But important to know that if this thing gets a little pull to the north, it's going to have a little less land interaction, a little more time over water. This is your 120 hour mark right here. See the 120s? 5 days from when this model was run, which was overnight. So 5 days from now. So it's Wednesday. So it'll be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So sometime Sunday night, this would be where our potential storm could be right here, if there were anything. So there's your time in Sunday night, somewhere around here. But Texas isn't 100% out of Texas is not 100% not getting it. That's what I'm saying. Just keep that in your mind, because there are a few ensembles. We always look at ensembles, and we always look at outliers. The story of this season for me, when we have a storm, is we're going to focus on those outliers. More and more times that we're seeing storms are not following the center line. They're following the outliers of the cones sometimes. We saw that with Irma. We saw that with Ian. We saw that with Idalia. Saw that with Laura. We saw that with Dorian. We saw that with a lot of storms. So we're going to pay attention to these outliers as a possibility, because they can happen. But nothing yet really showing to worry about. But just putting it out there. There's a couple ensembles that are lifting more to the north. That's the Euro. GFS is not doing that. So GFS is GFS. But overall majority of the thinking is Mexico and Central America. So another way to look at it here is this. This combines both. Let's leave it right here for a moment in time. Okay. Adam, there's a lot of great question. Studies on the effects on La Nina regions. Yes. So yeah, there are definitely some that I've been reading. A lot of that's on X. So, what's up, Crystal Henderson? I did not take my Shelly. No, I did not take my allergy meds, but I took my whole steroid. So they told me my eye allergy could just be for a month or so. I got to probably just take my drops more. I stopped taking the drops, but I had some sort of eye allergy. I'm gonna have to get a allergy test like our dogs did. Me and Louie are the same. We have to get an allergy test. Hey, Raphael. Oh, man. Raphael chiming in from Puerto Rico said the dust is bad. Thanks for the report down there, buddy. I'm going to look up the National Weather Service in Puerto Rico before we sign off because I bet you they're talking about it. Hey, Cindy Norman. Appreciate that. Yeah, the launch. Deep water heat. Yes, deep water heat's a big thing. Trinidad, you got some rains from this little invest down there, did you, yesterday? All right, so this is going to show you, and now we're going to talk about a system out west, how east that is, east. All right, so what do these mean? Well, there's a lot of spaghetti. What does it mean? Well, it doesn't mean anything. I do want to show you this, though, real quick. I put this together this morning. So these are your latest models on tropicaltidbits.com. And really, if you look at operational runs from overnight, they're not really showing much with this system as it nears the Caribbean the 1st of July. So the difference from yesterday to today, it's definitely a little more sped up as far as the timing. So anybody in the islands, it still looks like the first part of July, but maybe a day before what it was showing yesterday. But main thing is this is like July 1 here, July 2. GFS is showing a little hurricane down there. European Icon is not up here. Canadian and the Euro AI is not really showing much. So definitely want to point that out, even though the exact same placement and the exact same timestamp. So July 1st. We got some sort of a low pressure coming in from the east. But as far as the ensembles go in the Euro, remember, the end point of these is where that storm would be if that happened. So somewhere here, look, somewhere there would be 10 days from now. So if one of these stronger storm scenarios were to happen, it would be 10 days from now. And what would that be? Saturday? A week from Saturday when I'm camping? So a week from Saturday, one of these little spots right here, if they were to happen. Okay? But it is interesting to keep showing these because there are some showing development. Yesterday, remember we were talking about the trend of that Bermuda High building back in, and that would be my hunch. Based on what's happening this year, Bermuda High, or just high pressure in general, is now building in quicker on the longer range models, pushing our system and a weaker system more west. And notice these couple outliers up here in Texas. Don't 100% give up on 94 down here. There's 3 or 4 outliers now showing possibility this thing gets lifted to the north. But let's really dive into this system down here because that's interesting. Anytime you see any, outliers like that, you pay attention for sure. So, all right. So let's go to Tropical Tidbits. I want to go right into some ensembles. Well, I'll tell you what. Levi's got great ensembles too. So we're going to zoom in on the area here, Western Atlantic, and we're going to go to the GF or Euro ensembles. So basically, the bigger cluster here is all the different storm possibilities, but you can see quite a bit of confidence on a lot of the members. But once we get into that Caribbean, man, it's like okay. So, you know, this is just high confidence. We got something brewing there, and then the GFS ensembles almost the exact same thing. So, and then after that, who the heck knows? So it's important just not to focus on anything other than just be aware that we got something out there. But we do have a few that are kind of getting a little more interesting as far as tracking more towards maybe somebody. All right, so here's your 10-day. Let's get a little closer here. So, 5 days from now. But, there are a few, So, you got to be careful sharing this kind of stuff. Remember, there's 51 members of the Euro, so it's not high confidence, but it's enough to say, what the heck? So again, timing, if something like that were to happen, it'd be the end of next week. We'd start to see something around this area right here. A couple of these are quite strong too. A couple of them. Then weaker goes west. See these little blue lines down here and green lines? These are your pressure readings. Red ones are getting a little more pull to the north. These are not, this is all different modeling on the same one system. These are not all different storms. It's just all the same storm. So yeah, what do you think about that? I don't know. Very interesting. The probabilities are definitely increasing. We don't have any high resolution models yet. Confidence on our system here early next week obviously is increasing. Very high tropical storm percentages on the Euro as far as probability goes. This would be for Monday. So definitely watching that. And then down here, that's very high tropical storm percentage too. I don't think we've seen blue all season. And then we get that classic, okay, now where's it going? But that's enough to keep watching. Yesterday's run, let's take a look at yesterday's 12Z. See, we had a lot less. So it's important to make sure we pay attention to the next run, because if it bounces back, then the confidence is really not that great. But yesterday's 12Z run, look at the shaded color, 15-20%. Less support. It's got to fight that dry air right now. And very little support. So over time, it's definitely last night was the most aggressive overnight run for the ensembles. And even showing some hurricane ensembles, which it didn't do yesterday, really. Well, I did a little bit, I guess, but didn't do it. So, yeah. All right. Well, just keep it right there. We'll keep looking at it, but that's interesting. So we got people watching down in the Caribbean. Remember, it's sped up a little bit. So if we do have anything approaching you all, it would be probably the end of the month, 1st of July. As soon as it would get close to you. This would be Monday morning, July 1st. There's most of the clusters are right here. And then the European ensembles, Monday morning. So, and I know we got a lot of people watching Barbados and the islands, so whatever was to happen. I mean, the good news for you all, it's got a lot of it's an uphill battle in the short term. So hopefully it doesn't become anything for anybody, but we do see the first part of the month right there. There you go, right? What do you think about that? Let's look at some moisture. You can see that big moisture surge on July 1st. Here's the big moisture surge for Mexico. And then going into Puerto Rico, maybe the second, whatever were to happen. There's Hispaniola, the second, third. Maybe some rains for Jamaica on the 4th. And then obviously where it goes, nobody knows after that. So, and we do have a front. This is what's interesting. So here's this front. This is Monday, Tuesday next week. So steering, we talk about it a lot. Let's slow down, drink coffee. Air turbulence map, Michael J. I don't know. If I don't, send me a good one. I do have some maps here. I thought I had something. I don't know what the hell I got. I got airport delays. I got live flight. I got echo tops, cloud tops movements, flying turbulence right there. There you go. So this should be I think it's a turbulence page. I don't know. Aviation weather. Maybe that's the link I should put on there. But yeah, I do have a link to something like that. Flying turbulence. Oh, there it is right there. Right above. Duh. I do. It's right there. Click on it. Boom. Then you can zoom in. Yes, I do. Oh, what's up? From Mexico. How's it going? Oh, Korean model. Yes. Let's talk about that. Pups right out the storm. My pups. Your pups. Who are you talking about? Mark Harris. Dogs. Good point. I do have a link over here. For pets. I did a video with a pet company once. Here's pet disaster preparedness and recovery, pet safety. So one of these links here. Let's hope they work. Red Cross has, there you go, pet disaster preparedness. So, yep, it's all right here. Hurricane helpful links. And then pet safety. Humane Society, natural disaster. Yeah, look at that. So hopefully that helps. There's 2 pages. I actually tried to have everything on the page. Mark, you got a Frenchie. How about that? Awesome. My Frenchies have to deal with noise, so they don't even move during a thunderstorm. Korean model, we're going to talk about it. Yeah, there's a cool website on Mike's favorite page. What's up, Katie? You can probably hear Hunter snoring. Have you all noticed Hunter snoring is a lot less than it used to be? Hunter's 4 years old now, and I used to have to move Hunter because he was so loud. I would take their little pet bed and move it because it was so loud that it got annoying. So anyway, so I'm looking at the side windows. You know, we got one of those little plants. Shelly knows those plants that look green. You know, they're they sell them in Publix. You know, but they got the little green leaves and they grow. So we had 2 of those pots. My mind's always weather pots. We put one on this side of the house. I threw it over here on this side of the house. We moved in 15 years ago. Now the leaves are like this, like they're prehistoric dinosaur age, and they're growing up my side of the house. And you know, I like it because it's tropical, and I don't care, and I like it, and I love it, and I'm okay with it. Even though I probably should have cut them down years ago, but I like the jungle look. And it's took over our other tree. Oh my God, they're massive. So it's a piece of our old house. You know, there's a Miranda Lambert song, "Piece of Me" or something. House that I was built or something. I don't know. It reminds us of our old house. So I don't even know how to say your words there. You both got it right, probably. All right, Korean model. There you go. It has Phil in it. My buddy Phil. What is Phil doing, by the way? Phil's MIA. Waiting on the website, too. All right, so check out the Korean model. Somebody just asked. The Korean model did good. KMA, I think it's called, if I remember right. I can't remember the initials. it did really good last couple of years. KMA, right there, Korea model. All right, so this one's interesting. This one's always pretty darn good. No, it's good a lot. Not all the time, but let's see what it's showing. It showed the development of this little guy there. That's pretty good. There it is. Oh boy. So it's showing, same timing. This is July 1st. This is what we're looking at down here. And it's showing it getting close to Hispaniola on the second and third. It's the Jamaica possibly the third. Shooting that Yucatan Gap, and then kind of fizzles it in the Gulf. But hey, yeah, look at that. Would you look at that? That's the Korean model. I didn't even look at it today. The UK is probably not in range yet. 168. Yeah, it's not showing anything. Oh, it did a little bit. There's a little dot. See that low pressure? This is July 1st. And it's just keeping it weak. So, yeah, let's just want to watch and wait and see. Really, we'll see how it survives out there in all the dust. Warm waters don't mean everything. Look at this water cool down map. Man, the waters are cooling down. The last 7 days, things have really cooled down quite a bit. What else can we talk about? Huge, Sarah. I know. The House That Built Me. Isn't that a great song? That's a great song. I love lyrics. Is it blurry? Hope not, Eric. House That Built Me. You got that right, Katie. All right, so let's see. Turbulence map for various altitudes. There you go. Thanks on the little house. But see, look at all you country folks. Rainfall, I can talk about deep water heat. Yeah, I'm not, other than the ocean heat content maps. I'm not really up on normal and what's not normal, other than, I trust my buddy here, Brian McNulty's site. Brian McNulty here has a products page where you can click ocean heat content and see where we're at. For areas like the main development region, June 25th, this is the current measurement of the ocean heat content and the water temperature below the surface. And normally where we're at in June 25th is where we're at in September. So this big line here was last year. Even though we had hot water last year, I always remind people and remind myself, hot water does not mean everything. So last year we had record heat across the whole main development region last year, right? But everybody thinks the season was a bust unless you live in the Panhandle or Big Bend around Perry, northeastward. Obviously, Idalia. So water temperature is not everything. The difference from last year to this year, we were in El Nino and we had a lot of wind shear. This year we're in La Nina. So that's the big difference. One of the big differences is water temperatures are hot, but now we have lighter wind shear above. So, and that transition's happening. It's not happening right. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. We saw a lot of wind shear right now. It's that mid-season, later season when the things really start to quiet down and we get the light wind shear. And, we could have a late season, couple big late season storms. I go to Talladega in October, weather people. That's my only thing I'm planning now. We got Margaritaville next week. I roll my eyes because we got something we might be watching, but don't mess with Margaritaville. We're going to Margaritaville camping in Auburndale. Favorite place to go. But yeah, late season, man. La Nina kicks in, and we're gonna have the hot waters from the season. And remember Lee last year? Lee was a storm that absolutely just came out of nowhere, and it intensified like one of the fastest intensifying Atlantic hurricanes ever last year. And they had me on the news talking about it, and it was amazing. The hurricane hunters said it was amazing, and it was in, luckily it didn't hit anything. It was in the middle of nowhere, so it didn't. Let me get my phone call here. Hey, Mike. Cool. What was it? Yeah. That's awesome, man. I just curious. Cool, brother. How my wife pick it up? Thanks. All right. So one cool thing about the Teslas, we pulled into our little parking spot at the Rays yesterday, and all of a sudden Julie's phone goes off, mine goes off, the car starts dinging, left front tire warning, and it was 25 PSI. And I'm like, any car bus knows that's not good. I'm like, oh. Luckily, Emily was leaving the house to come down there. She was bringing her friends, so she was just pulling out of the driveway, and I got her to, I knew right where the air pump was in my storm chaser. She got it out for me, and we got home safe and sound. And this morning it was 8 pounds PSI. But it was a nail, so. Thank you, Goodyear. My buddy is from Leone, Goodyear. They live right down the road, so. Anyway, what's going on? All right, so we're going to be live tomorrow. We'd love to talk more tomorrow. I know, Katie. So Michael was really tricky for me. I took off to Talladega during Michael, and it was following us. And I remember waking up, we were in Phoenix City. How many country songs have Phoenix City in them? A lot. And I remember the radar. You can start seeing the radar bands inching in. And I'm like, oh, we got to go. And then we came home. Oh, my gosh. We drove through so much on the way home. That was before I really understood storms. I mean, like I tell everybody, why do you storm chase? Because let me tell you, sitting on this side of that and talking about it is one thing, but until you see it, until you experience it, until you hear the stories, go back 6 months later, a year later, years later, you cannot message the message the way I think it needs to be done. So when I came back home from Talladega, I'll never forget cities like Albany, Georgia, seeing the cotton fields completely destroyed, all the pecan trees down, everything. Just people that were affected never make the news. Everybody focuses on landfall, rightfully so, because that's the worst part of the storm. But man, seeing the inland effects, it was like, what? Because you think it's going to hit the coast. You don't think, oh my God, it's going to keep on going, and it did. Man, what a storm. Well, anyway. Yeah, it's good to have let me tell you a little tidbit. It's good to have a battery-operated air pump. Let me tell you why. Some cars don't even have 12-volt accessories, I don't think anymore, but sometimes the cord ain't long enough. And try to wrap that cord back in. Have you ever... Two things that irk me more than anything. Buying something with a bag, right? You pull it out of the bag. It's all nice. Whatever you buy never goes back in that bag. Just make the bag a little bigger. I'm like, throw the bag away. And the other thing is those 12-volt accessories. I used to grow up with a kid, right? With the 12-volt pump and stuff. You never get that wire back in there. It's like the little hole. And I'm like, 20 foot of cord, trying to shove it back in that little storage hole. I'm like, so then I just wrap it up around there, and it's a mess. Battery operated. You can get one for like 40, 50 bucks. Actually, just for a car, they have one that looks like a cordless drill. I got a bigger, heavy duty one for my like RV and boats and stuff, but they got a little one that looks like a little drill. Probably 30 bucks on Amazon. Perfect, man. Just perfect. It'll get you out of a bind in a hurry. Nails, Stacy. I know, right? Oh, anyway. Well, you guys rock. Well, anyway, all right. So let's see what the afternoon models bring. For sure. The The models are going to be interesting. Right now, there's nothing really showing anything too bad. But like I said, we do have some ensembles that are saying we could see something sneaky try to get out of this. There is dust in the forecast. Dry air in the forecast. Dry air and dust are both kind of the same thing on these maps. So it's not all dust. A lot of it's the dry air that dust creates. So we'll see what it does there. For sure. All right. Well, that's about all I got to say. Any more questions we can talk about? Amanda got her Furman. Well, you are a great supporter. Thank you for that. Yes, Stephanie. Hey, Stephanie Stokes. How you doing? Yeah, it's still a Cat 3 in Alabama. Amanda's nervous for September and October. Yeah. Thank you, Brew Crew. Yes, it was that the big trip we did, Shelly, and we had a nice little care package when I got home. A lot of rain last. I wonder what we've had actually. Here's a good site if you want to know what rain totals you've had. Go to this MRMS radar here, and you can pinpoint exactly where you want to go and get really close. So like for me, I want to see what I've had here. And we can go to Q3 radar only. We can go like the last 72 hours. And basically, green is 3 to 4 inches. Nothing yellow, so maxed out at 4. That's about right. 4 inches in 3 days. That's a lot. It's a cool map. Nothing's really, look at that. Nothing's really been sticking out. A little Big Bend lull, and a little lull in South Georgia. That moisture that's been coming up from the Caribbean has been winding down. There's those storms from yesterday across the eastern seaboard. Could be some more of that tomorrow. But nothing really sticking out like really bad in the last 3 days at least. As far as rainfall, what we actually before that, we had incredible rains here. Wish I could go back more than 72 hours, but these rains up in the Midwest were tremendous. Yesterday we had 23 flood stages on major floods on the rivers. Supposed to be 28. I think it was 24 yesterday. Where we're at now? We are at 24 right now. So 24 rivers are at their flood stage there in the Midwest here across South Dakota and Iowa and Minnesota. All that water is going to come down somewhere. That means Mississippi might get some water down the road. At least that one dam is not doing too bad, I guess. Should be some rain in mid-Florida, John Simmons. Let's look at rate forecast for today. So again, before I close this one out, 2 things we need to just pay attention to. One is this is not a guarantee. Invest 94 is 100% going to Mexico. There are a few little stragglers. Anytime there's that ensembles, we look at that pattern. Oh, I want to show you that there is a front coming down. So that's kind of why we might be seeing a little bit of a lift. Here's that front on Monday. This little guy right here is Monday. All right, Monday. So whatever's down here, if there is a front coming, it'll have a little less high to deal with, and it might get a little lift there. That's why some of these models are saying that front. Same front can interact and pull up our little system down south here too if we had anything brewing down here on July 2nd or 3rd. So keep that in mind. That's why we're getting a little bit of lift in the models, is that high is breaking down just a little bit. You can see that on Tropical Tidbits, I'm sure, here really good. We can go to upper level winds. Let's look at 500. You can see this weekend. Let's see, this is 660. A little bit of front right here. It's not a huge front. Little break on the you can see that front this weekend, Monday, a little break. So, it could lift whatever's down here a little bit. And that same little front could lift. So here's Monday again. There's whatever's brewing is going to be down here Monday. So whatever this does here, remember yesterday we were watching these highs, and whatever's down here might get a little lift to the north if this high retreats a little bit. So, and that's kind of what we saw yesterday, that the high sealing back up pretty quick. So, yeah, this is a little bit unknown down the road. So anyway. Hey, Lori Rye, how's Bermuda doing? Nothing much, I don't think. There's really not a lot of weather your way. You're the Bermuda High. You're the ones. You're the ones that are controlling all of our weather. Might have a little rain over here right now to your south. Well, you might get you might get a little bit of surge from this thing. There's a little bit out there, kind of rolling your way from last night. Let's see if it comes your way at all tonight or tomorrow. Hey, yeah, ooh, yeah, look at that, Lori. You're gonna get a little rain tomorrow. This is tomorrow, Thursday. Yes, you are. Nothing bad, but look at that. A little rain for Bermuda tomorrow from whatever that little leftover system is. It's kind of moving on out. So it'll be out of here by Friday. All right, hey, we've been an hour. Cool. Bill, you can use your rain gauge as a reference. Hey, I barely took my coffee today. All right, cool. Let's see if there's any models that got refreshed. Doesn't look like it. Nothing sticking out. So, all right. Well, I'm going to do a little video on our little reel on our new system out there. Not an Invest yet, so we really don't have true spaghetti models yet. So those ones that I'm sharing you are mainly just Euro and GFS ensembles. Let's see if we got any cool blogs in the show. So if you live in our little area here where I live in West Central Florida, good friends of mine are Done Right Roofing here. Pinellas County, Hillsborough, Pasco. They have a really cool blog section here that I've shared a lot of stuff from over the years. Tips for spring and Christmas lights. Let's talk about that. That'll get us out of the sun. But they do have a great blog section right here. Blog, a lot of great info about hurricanes, prepping your house before and after. And they give you tips on stringing lights for Christmas. So hey, yesterday we were officially halfway to Christmas. So that's perfect, right? Halfway to Christmas. Whatever that means. We're halfway to Christmas. Helen wants to know when the hurricane hunters go in. I don't know. It all depends on when they believe it could start organizing and if there's anything to really look at, So, I haven't read any reports yet, so it's just very random. I need to post it more, but I think I do have a link that shows that. I thought I did anyways. Somewhere up here. Maybe I don't. I should. But there's really nothing right now that I saw about them flying in. So, Patty, are you kidding me? There's a referral right there. Patty Brown. Did you tell them you're an MWP fan? Please let them know that because they do a lot for my daughter's softball team and they sponsored. They kicked in $1,000 to Palm Harbor University for their softball program. That was awesome. So that's cool. Awesome. But anyway, next week is Independence Day. I know, right? What is it? How could it already be July? Last year, I think I was sitting with the dogs wearing my red, white, and blue hat. Here we are a year later. Crazy. Okay, well, everybody, I sure appreciate you tuning in. Thanks to all the new subscribers. We have our own subscriber network that's separate from everybody else. It's right here. Big old subscribe MWP Brew Crew. If you want to support the page, it's $4.99 a month, and you get a lot of perks. A lot of perks. Not just a lot of perks. But we do have a new chat section that I'm really proud of, that I can mingle more So we have a common ground for all of our diehards to hang out in, of all platforms. But give it a look there on my phone. Make sure you have a magnetic charger, by the way. These things are the best, the absolute best. If I had to plug my phone in every day, it would be awful. But magnetic chargers are brilliant. How the heck can phones charge without plugs? I'm still fascinated about that. We're all electric. Electric. All right, we're going to keep the chat going here on the Brew Crew. We'll see you tomorrow. Remember, no live Friday. We'll be live next Monday and Tuesday. Then we're going on a little family vacation. We wanted to go on a cruise, but I told the girls we can't plan anything because the hurricane season's going to be active. So we're staying local. So we'll still be reporting. And if we do have a system, don't worry, I'll be live. Don't worry. I know Shelly's bringing her laptop too. But we'll keep an eye on this one in the Atlantic. All right, we'll see y'all tomorrow, same time, 9.